Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. So of course guys, this is Geek Squeaks, and this is when I kind of fill you in on movie news, TV shows, video game news, and things like that. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the movies that were kind of floating in limbo in regard to when they would be released as early as February 2020. I didn't know about this one, but January 15th, 2021, we have Mortal Kombat. And if you guys don't know this about me, I love Mortal Kombat. I love the original movie. I love the video games. Really fun stuff, and had no idea they were remaking it. As far as I can see, this is a complete remake. We have our director, Simon MacLeod, and the madmen behind the screenplay. We have Greg Russo and David Callahan. You guys know these two names. Our producer, James Wan, and Todd Garner. And there's not much they have out about this film right now, like a synopsis or anything like that. They just say that what we already know, that it's a martial arts fantasy action film. I'm not quite familiar with the director. I think he has another project under his belt. But as for James Wan, the fact that he is wanting to be attached to this definitely gives me hope that we'll get a really gory Mortal Kombat. Some really nice stuff, especially with the technology we have today versus back then. And then March 19th, 2021, we have Tomb Raider 2. I still haven't seen the first movie, but I do love the video game. So I heard that the first movie was kind of a carbon copy of the video games, but they just kind of switched some stuff out. But yeah, I may go back and watch that first Tomb Raider and see how I like it, just so I can see what my feelings are about there being a second one. Then of course, the Monster Hunter movie is still coming out. That's coming out April 23rd, 2021. I'm looking forward to that. I never got to play the game myself, but it is something that I've seen other people play, and it looks pretty awesome. And I'm loving the casting choices here. And then finally, Uncharted has a date. That's going to be July 16th, 2021. And Uncharted did make my list of movies that I was looking forward to that were in that category of not having a date quite yet. I didn't think this was real at first, but March 4th, 2022, there's a Minecraft movie. What? So that's going to be really interesting for all you Minecraft heads out there, or just people that are interested to see how this is going to work. I played Minecraft a little bit, but I never got to a place of being obsessed with it. I know quite a few people who play, and I know quite a few people who had like a short burst of an obsession. I wonder if it's going to be animated. I wonder if it's going to be live action. I'm kind of terrified either way, but we'll have to see exactly how it goes. And then finishing up those dates, on April 8th, 2022, we finally have a date for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. In my review, I kind of talked about it. It was kind of like an average movie. It wasn't anything to click your heels over or something to like run to go see again. No pun intended. But yeah, like Steven felt the same as I did. I talked to some people online. They felt a very similar way. We'll have to see how it turns out. I still may see it just so I can review it, but I'm not dying to see a second Sonic movie. All right, so another thing I feel we definitely have to talk about is The Walking Dead ending with season 11. Yeah, season 11. The Walking Dead has been through a lot, and it's been a really powerhouse type of show in regard to people knowing it, the franchise in general, video games, comic books, everything. Theories have been made around the show. It's just one of those like pop culture type of things now, and one of AMC's main attractions. So after 11 seasons, they're gonna go ahead and call it quits, but it's just the show, The Walking Dead, not the franchise. So with that news of ending things, they revealed that they are going to order 2 more new Walking Dead spin-offs, which, you know, hopefully will give us something fresh. One is going to be centered around Daryl, who is played by Norman Reedus, as you guys know, and Carol, who is played by Melissa McBride. Both 2 very solid characters, and who've been around the series for a very long time. The show is set to premiere in 2023, and the other is just an anthology-themed offshoot that they don't have a ton of information about at the moment. But yeah, this is crazy. I started watching The Walking Dead probably around season 3. I started binging it on Netflix when I was in college, and I remember every time my roommate would come in, I was watching the next episode, or between classes, I would go back to my room. This is before I had somewhat of what you would call maybe a social life. I would go back to my room, which I preferred, and just watch a lot of the Walking Dead episodes in between classes, or take a nap. I was big on naps my sophomore year. I really did enjoy the show for what it was. I had a few of the comic books. Around the season when Negan was introduced, if you asked me around up to that point, I would tell you The Walking Dead was one of my favorite shows. I played the Telltale games. Like I said, at the comic books. I don't know, I could just talk about it forever. And of course, with many shows, after a while, it's time to kind of wrap it up. And I kind of felt that when the show started to make decisions that didn't quite make sense to me personally, or the show being built around certain characters and those characters disappearing or being killed off or have gone away simply because the actors are wanting to do more things as well, which you can't fault them for that. But yeah, like a lot of strange things started happening with the show probably around season 8, and so I kind of fell off and I just stopped watching. I lost interest, which was a tough pill to swallow because I really did enjoy the show. So it is interesting to see that after 11 seasons the show is going to come to an end. But guys, this isn't just going to be your typical short goodbye, it's going to be a long goodbye. The final season is going to consist of a long 24 episodes, and the first 12 are going to be airing in 2021 and the final 12 are going to come at us in 2022. So go ahead and leave a comment down. Are you guys excited to kind of see The Walking Dead get sent off in a great fashion? Are you worried about how it'll end? Have you stopped watching the show? Have you ever watched the show? I'm a big fan of seeing things end on a high note and ending when it's their time versus dragging things out, but I understand the TV show business and the movie business, they have other plans typically. Okay guys, so let's get some updates about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So as of right now, it doesn't have a release date, but Kathleen Kennedy did announce that the scripts are written and that filming will begin sometime this year. With everything going on, we'll have to see exactly how all that plays out, of course, as I've been saying a bazillion times, but maybe they're going to be filming towards the end of this year. So obviously last year we had the Skywalker saga that's been wrapped up with the release of The Rise of Skywalker. So of course with that, Lucasfilm wants to kind of switch things up and they're shifting their focus to like smaller projects. And of course one of them, like we just said, was the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. The director we have for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is Deborah Chow. She recently worked on The Mandalorian, which is also on Disney+, so we can trust her with that. She also did some episodes of Mr. Robot, which is a really good show. Jessica Jones, which is also a beautiful, beautiful show. Better Call Saul, I mean, I guess I'm biased because I really like most of these shows that she's directed or has had some episodes that she took part in. Like I said, Mr. Robot, American Gods, Jessica Jones, Fear the Walking Dead, which is a give and take kind of thing. I think I may have watched a few episodes of the first season, or actually I think I may have watched the whole first season of that one. So we're in good hands, guys. And the reason Kathleen Kennedy, who's the president of Lucasfilms, said that she picked Chow was because they knew that she would be able to kind of capture that quiet determination and like risk mystique of Obi-Wan. And they based it off of her phenomenal work on The Mandalorian, where she was able to help develop characters. So 2 things that I want to mention about this man. The Last Black Man in San Francisco and Lovecraft Country, they really show how much of a great actor Jonathon Majors is. And with that, Jonathon Majors is going to be joining the MCU. I've always pronounced his name wrong, so we'll have to see, but he's going to be playing Kang. And for those of you who don't know, Kang is a time-traveling cosmic problem for all the characters within the MCU, specifically the Avengers. And it's going to be crazy seeing him go up against Ant-Man in his 3rd film. From what we're kind of seeing and kind of just hearing through all the speculations, that they may dive more into the quantum realm and just kind of give us a more detailed idea about what's going on with that and how it specifically affects the MCU moving forward past Endgame and how it'll affect the events that we'll see play out in Ant-Man 3. As of now, Ant-Man 3 doesn't have a release date, but they do have a film that's slotted for the summer of 2022, so who knows, it could be that. It could be the winter film slot they have in 2022. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, but congratulations to Mr. Majors. Because we got some more super exciting news, I have to add this in, guys, but it's some She-Hulk news, and I genuinely and truly love She-Hulk as a superhero. So with that, we have to talk about director Kat Corio. She's also coming with us to the MCU, and she's in negotiations right now to direct the pilot and just several other episodes of Marvel's She-Hulk series. And I want to thank Deadline for this information, because this series will be on Disney Plus as well, which we were kind of speculating a while back. We also have one of our lead writers coming all the way from Rick and Morty writers' room. It's going to be really interesting actually to hear that humor come from that writer from Rick and Morty over to this type of show. And our director, she also kind of dabbles a little bit more in humor as well. She has Shameless under her belt. She has a few episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia under her belt, Modern Family, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So it kind of worries me a little bit. I just hope that the show isn't like super campy. I don't want it to be super serious either. I just want it to be a nice mix. I just hope that they can find that tone with somebody like Jennifer Walters. And just to fill you guys in who don't know a ton about She-Hulk, she was actually one of the last characters co-created by Stan Lee. She-Hulk's real name is Jennifer Walters. As we all know, she's the cousin of the Hulk, Bruce Banner, and she's also an attorney. And of course, her iconic story goes she needs an emergency blood transfusion, and of course, who gives her the blood transfusion? Bruce. And that's how she got her powers. But unlike Bruce, she's still able to keep like her intelligence and personality whenever she hulks out. I mean, there's different variations. Like I've seen versions where she can kind of go back and forth between being green and like this awesomely muscled out, just awesome woman, and then going back to being like her nice, awesome self as well. Then I've seen versions where she's just stuck green. That's kind of all I have for right now, guys. So if you like this video, go ahead and give me a like rating down below. And of course, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get more videos like this. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.